we have a breaking news coming in from the event. It seems a fan who came for the TVK event has reportedly fainted and then died. Now, these are reports that are coming in, preliminary reports. We know that there are huge crowds over there. We also saw fans and crowds surging onto the walkway, the ramp that has been created up till the stage, and the security guards trying to control them. There was chaos when Vijay walked into the event, and now the news is coming in. According to some reports, a fan who had come for this event has first fainted, and then there is a possibility, the news is that he could have died. Now, this would be a setback for Vijay. He has, although earlier also stated that it becomes difficult for him to organize events or go and meet people on the roads. We had seen that when the sanitation workers were protesting on the roads, he had, instead of going there to meet them, he had called them to his home, stating that it is difficult for him to go in the public as people get excited and agitated and they want to meet him. And what we know now is that the fan was brought dead to Madurai Government Hospital. So extremely unfortunate, and this is a sad reality of India that whenever we have such big events, due to the heat, sometimes due to the mismanagement, we see casualties like this. A young fan has died. He was brought to the Madurai Government Hospital dead. He was brought dead. Earlier also, during the preparations of his rally, there were incidents where young fans were trying to put up hoardings and posters. One young fan had gotten electrocuted. So this is a sad news that is coming in from this mega event. Even before Vijay started speaking, even before he has spoken, he has taken to the mic, we have this news of this young fan dying and first losing consciousness and then dying. So, Pramod, what is the kind of temperature there at Madurai right now? Because we can see it, the event has started post 4 p.m. Obviously not at the peak heat or temperature, but what kind of weather does Madurai see? And for such large crowds, is it extremely suffocating?
Actually, it's extremely hot over there. We've been to Madurai for like multiple times, and even recently when the Home Minister Amidst was there, also we were there. So it's not a kind of a temperature that you can actually sustain, and being there since morning is absolutely, it will take a toll on your health. In fact, Vijay has already, yesterday or so, he also released a statement where he had requested people with kind of health conditions, elderly people, people with children and young, like even school children, not to attend the party conference, because he knew that there's going to be a large crowd over there, and he requested them not to come over there. But unfortunately, even during the Vikravandi issue, nearly 4 of TVK cadres died, 2 in road accidents and 2 in such unfortunate incidents as well. But right now, we also heard that a 33-year-old man died because of conditions that will be soon revealed, Anjali.
Right. Anaga is joining us from Madurai. Let's go directly to her. Anaga, the man who has passed away, 33-year-old Prabhakaran, what can you tell us about him? And do tell us, because you are at the ground zero. What are the weather conditions there? It is extremely hot with large crowds over there. What kind of situation crops up?
Well, actually, it's sweltering hot here right now in Madurai, Anjali. In fact, TVK had also made adequate arrangements to ensure that there is no shortage of water. Adequate taps were also placed at the venue with medical camps and pink rooms to ensure that men and women are safe. But what we are hearing from Madurai police is that a TVK volunteer named Prabhakaran, aged 33, has fainted and subsequently has lost his life. The cause of death is yet to be ascertained. He has lost his life in the government hospital. We still don't know if it was because of dehydration thanks to the kind of sweltering and unfriendly weather we have here in Madurai, or was it because he had an underlying health condition. That's the kind of confusion that we still have. We don't really have clarity as to what his cause of death was, but at the moment that what we're hearing from TVK is that all arrangements were being made, right from ORS to glucose supply to water packets to food essentials, pink rooms, ambulances, every single arrangements in case of if any medical contingencies were made available at the venue. But unfortunately, what we are hearing from Madurai police is that a very young man, just 33 years old, has lost his life at the Madurai government hospital. He was brought dead. The cause of death, remember, is yet to be ascertained, post which we'll really know if it was because of the dehydration or was it because of suffocation or did he suffer from underlying health condition. This detail is yet to get a clarity on. We'll know in just a while from now after we get a call from the Madurai government hospital doctors.
Right, absolutely. It is difficult to ascertain the cause of death so quickly. Remember, it takes time, possibly an autopsy, to find out what happened, why that man fainted and then later lost his life. But Anika, if you could tell us a little bit more about the kind of crowds that are present at the rally. A number, if the authorities have been able to tell you, or even if a rough number that has come from the TVK party, although it might be inflated. But what are the kind of crowds that gathered there? Because we did see in the beginning the crowds going out of control. Several young men jumped onto the walkway and then the personal bodyguards of Vijay had to physically push them back and down from that walkway.
Well, that explains the kind of frenzy that Vijay has, especially in Tamil Nadu. People have come here in lakhs of numbers. And remember, it's not just today. People have been coming to Madurai for the last 3-4 days. And from morning, from 7 o'clock, people have come here seated in their chairs to ensure that they get a good spot to get a good look at actor Vijay. People have been there sitting in the sun without any shade. Of course, there was adequate water supply and food essentials given. But the fact that the weather was extremely scorching. It's very, very, very hot here in Madurai. There was no shade for the volunteers. They were seated from morning and up until this hour when we're speaking. People have been seated in lakhs and lakhs of number. One can only imagine the kind of heat that would be generated even more with such a crowd. What we're hearing is that most of the crowd was men, especially very young people below 40 years of age is what we believe have come up. In fact, Vijay had appealed to his followers to not to not come with kids, for pregnant women to not really come, to women with underlying health conditions to not come, for elderly people to not come. Vijay did make that kind of appeal, but the kind of craze that Vijay has, people from all sections of the society have turned up for the event, and that explains why there was even more of a heat generation, further resulting to the death of a young man named Prabhakaran. We are awaiting more confirmation as to what exactly the cause of death was.
Right. We hope that the people over there stay safe and as you're rightly pointing out, they've been sitting there for a very long time. Many have sat overnight trying to ensure that they don't lose their place.